Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce Spanish 211 to you guys. So we are using still Moodle. So when you go into Moodle, our class looks like this. It tells you that you're in Spanish 111. Up at the top is a news forum. The news forum is where I'll post information to you guys, and it also works as like an email message. So if I post something in the news forum, it's also going to go out to your emails as well. Then I also have a missing work forum up at the top. So periodically throughout the semester, like as a general rule, you need to be doing your work on time, but there may be some points in the semester where I make note that some of you are missing something and give you an opportunity to go back in and try to fix it, and I'll handle it all through the missing work forum. So if I do that, then you will also need to post in the forum and let me know that you've completed your assignment, and I'll also post there letting you know that I have graded the assignment. It just makes it a little easier than dealing with it's just a little bit more organized than email. So if you are trying to communicate about missing work or missed assignments via email, I probably won't. I'll send you back out to the forum. You're going to need to do it in the forum. On the right-hand side, you'll see instructor information, so you can see me, my name, my contact information. The blog I haven't really updated in a while. I used to use that when, we'll be back in the classroom next. Well, I kind of started using PowerPoints when I teach in the classroom anyway, but for a while I put a lot of stuff that I like to use, like videos and things, in the blog so I can more quickly find it when I was teaching in person in the classroom. You're welcome to look at those resources, but there's nothing that you have to get from there. This is my phone number. Office hours I'm just going to do by appointment, and we'll just meet via Teams since this summer I'm still online. Also, I prefer texting. Like if you need to reach out to me, you can send me an email, but if you want a more immediate response, and if it's a more pressing problem, like if you're in the middle of taking a test and something goes wrong with it, it's better if you text, and you can use the Remind app. And I don't even think I'm not sure if you personally need to download the app to do it or not, but this is the code that you would text to this phone number, and then it'll say like you're in the class, and you can save whatever number it kicks back to you as me, and then you can just text me whenever you have questions or concerns. And my kids, their teachers use it as well, and it's been really nice. If I have a problem, like I can always just text the teacher. This is the text. It's Riba, Comunicación y Cultura. We're using the 7th edition of the book. You can have they sell a hardback version, or there's even one where you have these loose leaf papers that you could put in a binder, but you don't have to have it at all if you don't want to. And I don't know if my phone, let me pause this so I can show it on my. Okay, well, I was going to show you how I can actually access the book from my iPad and my phone, but it looks like I'm having some issues that I'm trying to sort out at the moment, so I won't be able to show you on this video. But this is what the book looks like, and when you buy access to our course in my language labs, which I can go ahead and show you my language labs. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to be able to show you, I'm going to go to the student view, the e-text, because like I said, for some reason, I'm not able to get into it, and I've reached out to them, but I want to go out anyway. So you should be able to click on this link right here, and it'll pull up the e-text. So you can buy the book, or you can look at it through Pearson, or you can download the Pearson app on your phone or your tablet, sign in using your My Language Labs account, and then you can have access to the book on your phone or your tablet. So if you like using an e-text, then you don't have to buy one. But anyway, here is the bibliographic information for the book. Also on the side, you'll see the syllabus. You can download a Word version of the syllabus, or you can look at the Moodle book. The grading criteria is over here as well. It just tells you how I grade your the rubrics I use for grading writing and speaking, which will also be included in those assignments, so you don't have to download that unless you want to. The course schedule, which is actually the last page of the syllabus, and it's basically what's in the middle of our Moodle page where it says, you know, what we're studying each week and when assignments are due. Where am I? And then this will take you to the grade book. Then there's also resources over here. So there's links to tutoring, Spanish tutoring, etc. This is the phone number for my language labs. So if you have problems with my language labs, I would suggest using this line instead of any other line that you find. This takes you to my language labs. So you can click there, and once you get yourself set up, you can log in and get started, but that's a link that will take you there. This video tells you how to set yourself up in my language labs. This is the course code that you would use to set yourself up in my language labs, and this video will walk you through it, but this is the code that they'll be referencing, and this is the link that explains how to, helps you get the app so you can have the book on your phone, an Android phone, Android tablet, an iPad, or an iPhone. Then here, sorry about that. This video right here will tell you how to make accent marks in Moodle, and I think I actually might update that. I have a, I think I have it in some other places as well, but I also have like a PowerPoint and I think I'll put the PowerPoint there instead, and it will show you, there's different ways depending on whether you have a Mac, you have a PC, you have a Chromebook, and I have links that help you do accent marks depending on what type of computer you're using. So I'll try to update that so you have access to them all. In the middle of the page, you'll see the Start Here block. The Start Here reminds me that you have to complete an activity on or before the census date, which is the 7th, or you'll be dropped from the class. There's a video right here that introduces you to me. This is where this video is going to go. It introduces you to our class. This is just an overview. These are the 2 assignments that you need to complete and by the census date. And remember the census date is the 7th, but it's also got to be by 11:50. Like most assignments you can have until 11:59, but not the census activities. Again, this video will tell you how to set yourself up in my language labs if you need to buy an access code. This one tells you what to do if you just finished 112 and your access code is still good. Because if you bought access to my language labs for a year and you just completed 112, then you shouldn't have to buy it again. You're just going to have to enroll yourself in my course instead of the course that you were in, and this will show you how to do that. Then this link also takes you to a 2-week temporary access code. So if you're new to my language labs, you're having trouble getting over to the bookstore, or you're waiting for money to come in, financial aid, whatever, if you click here, it'll pull up a 2-week temporary access code that you can use to access my language labs for 2 weeks while you get that all sorted out. And then this video will tell you what to do, how to set yourself up in my language labs once your code has expired. This I need to take off. This flyer is old. They haven't sent us anything, and I'm not sure that they will have any help desk for the summer. Usually it's just spring and fall. So unfortunately, Pearson won't be on campus because there's not as many of you in the summer. But remember that over here, there's a priority line, and you can call them if you need help. So I have each block set up by the week. I go from Sunday to Saturday. And all of our work is going to be due on Thursdays. So and it's going to be a lot. So remember, normally this is a 16-week course. Now it's 8 weeks, so 2 weeks have been put into each week. So it might overwhelm you when you open them, but remember that's because you're doing summer school, so you are trying to accelerate yourselves. So it is going to be a lot of work. So if you signed up for a bunch of summer school classes, you might want to rethink that before you get started, just because for each of those classes, it's really like doing 2 weeks at a time. It's a lot. So anyway, the first day we start on the 2nd, and then I have work is always due on the Thursday. So it really doesn't give us a lot of time for the first one, which if If there's trouble, reach out to me. I can do something for the first week, but for the most part, we want, I need your assignments turned in on Thursday, then I spend the weekend trying to grade, and then we start all over again. And I will, right now there are multiple weeks open, but I will usually leave 2 weeks up at a time so you can work in advance, but I don't want you to work too far in advance. Each week will be set up the same, where it tells you the pages to study, the objectives for the week, the due date, and then there's various assignments. Each week you'll have a class participation form, and the class participation form is just a check-in, and all you have to do in there is tell me if you have any questions or concerns about the class or the material covered in the class. And if you don't have any, you can post that you have no questions or concerns, but you have to post something because it is a grade. And I never let anyone make those up, because all I ask you to do is post, I have no questions or concerns. The next assignment will be another post dealing with the syllabus. The ones that say assignments, so like for me, I don't put all of our work, my language labs, basically the only thing you'll need to get from my language labs is the book. I know a lot of people do the activities in there, but I went ahead and moved them over so you don't have to keep moving between multiple sites. So my assignments are my language labs activities just moved into Moodle. And you have 2 attempts on these, and it does tell you the right answer after the first attempt. And I try to also intersperse with the activities are the lessons. So when you open up this first one, you have Chapter 7 vocabulary. This is a video that walks you through Chapter 7's vocabulary. And when you hit play, it might be small, but remember, you can kick it out. I think you can hit this and it will become big. Or you can even, is it this? Yeah, you can hit share and take it into YouTube. It might even be clear if you go into YouTube. So this video will introduce the vocabulary. I suggest watching that before you do an activity. And then for each activity, I will have a little video that tells you how to complete the activity. So like you'd want to watch this before you do 7-1. And you'd want to watch this before doing 7-2. So for each activity, I have a little video that tells you how to complete the activity. And then when you're done, again, if you don't get the score that you like, you can see the answers and you can try the activity again. If you're still struggling with it after you've done it twice, you might want to reach out to me and ask me, what am I doing wrong on this particular activity? Okay, and so for a lot of these, you'll see multiple, and that's because, again, we're doing 2 weeks at a time. For most of your oral dialogues and for writing, we're going to workshop. So this is a workshopped assignment. And what I'll ask you to do it should be in the first phase. In the first phase, you'll hit add a submission and you're going to write out a script or answers to these questions. In the second week, when you open it up, you're going to see somebody else's script and you're going to critique it as well as I am. Then I'm going to close the assignment, and the third week, you'll be able to see these critique scripts and you'll end up making a recording. So these workshops are also an assignment that I don't let you make up, and I don't like for you guys to do the orals and the writing in advance, because I give you feedback and I would like for you to use the feedback that I give you when you're making the final product. Okay, so then the rest are just other activities. Like for example, here's this cultural assignment, and then you have practice. You have a Nearpod practice with it, which I think that video explains, and then there's the assignment. And so each week is like that, where you're going to have different activities, and it'll walk you through how to complete each one. And so that's how the class is going to work. Also for the big assignments like tests and things, it may say that you only have 1 attempt. For some things, I can only give you 1 attempt because it might be like a true-false activity. If it's true-false, I cannot give you more than 1 attempt because obviously you would see the right answers. But for some of the activities, because of seeing how, like from the student perspective, I've seen like my kids doing online work, and I know that doing online tests is kind of stressful. A lot of them I may say there's only 1 attempt, but there's actually 2, and I'll never give you the right answers like on a test or a quiz, but I will mark it so that you can see what's wrong after the first attempt, so then you have a second attempt so you'll know which ones you're getting wrong, and you'll have a second attempt to try to make them right. So anyway, I think that's everything. So if you have any questions or concerns, post it in the forum or reach out to me.